Hello, you are welcome to CSoft. I'm Arun Talukdar, a support staff at CSoft. Today I will explain one of our product called Vectory. You can also say Vectory. Choice is yours. The gist of the software. Vectory is basically a program for the automatic raster-to-vector conversions. It includes a full set of technologies to convert scanned color, grayscale, and monochrome images to accurate CAD and GIS drawing. Vectory has direct interface for wide format scanners and the TWAIN-drivers correct, retrieve, raster, eliminates linear and non-linear image distortions using the calibration procedure, converts raster graphics to vector formats automatically, makes post-conversions corrections of vector objects, correct and edit vector objects, and print the results or save them in DXF or DWG file formats. Okay, so let's go ahead to explore the application. You can see this is the limited versions of WiseImage. Obviously, you have very limited functions what we have in WiseImage. You can see the modify to modify all the vector entities, tools. There are limited tools including the layers, properties, unit system, text style, dimension style, and snap setting, customizations, and bit of WiseImage mother settings, that preferences, and convert. This is the main focus of these applications. Convert the raster images into vector to produce DXF and DWG. Then image, again it's very limited in Vectory. Then filters, limited functions. Toolbars, you have inspector in the left hand and the working space, color workspace, and the command bar, and you have the application status bar. So this is a very similar CAD environment to any CAD users. Let's move down to the examples I have. I have different type of scan images. This is one mechanical type contour, that's surface drawing. I have electrical drawings. I have one city plan. So these are all scan maps or mechanical drawings, right? So let me start with this mechanical drawing. One thing we should discuss on this, that what kind of file we can open actually in Vectory. So this is the file list. Almost anything you are getting from scanner that can be opened and convert into vector in Vectory. This is the full list of support of scan images in Vectory. Let's move down to this image, mechanical image, and we want to convert this into DWG. So as you can see, this is just a TIFF file now. Basically, you need to create a layer. So this is the layer manager. You need to create a layer, and Vectory will automatically convert things to that particular layer. So this is the functions under convert menu. These are the functions to convert anything into CAD. You should learn about raster-to-vector, that's in short R2V conversions option. You should know about these options and set precisely to obtain much more accurate results. You have the different tabs, recognitions, options, separate, text, and symbols. Starting from the recognitions, you have different entities that you can see, that points, lines, arcs, circles, polyline, outline, text, hatches, and symbols. If you click on the plus sign, it will collapse and it will show you the sub options of that particular main options. So you need to precisely choose what are the entities you are going to convert. So these are the list of entities basically. So on this drawing, I'm saying that I need lines, arc and circles, and I need the arrows definitely, and the line types as well, and so as I need the text and hatches. I have no symbols. I'm considering I have no symbols. So this is my settings in the recognition tab. Moving down to options, this is quite tricky. In the option section, you have several options. Minimum length stands for something, the minimum length of the objects you want to consider in this conversion process. On my case, I took 0.5, which means that below this 0.5 length, objects will not be converted into vector. It simply ignore from the raster image. So as the maximum width, I need to tentatively show the application the maximum width of the objects in the raster file. Maximum break is something like, if I have this break, this I know this is intentional, and I need to represent this dash line, right? So if somehow I do not really need to make a hidden line for this practical hidden line, so I can ignore showing this gap, that I can take this button and I can measure this, and I can simply ignore like this. I want to ignore this length. So the applications will ignore the length and will draw a continuous line. Text height, I need to measure the text height, maximum text height on this drawing, maybe this one, and the arrow size. And orthogonal, you can always click orthogonal. Orthogonal always create orthogonal lines. Like all the lines will be orthogonal either on 180 degree or 90 degree. And this options means a lot. If you have a drawing, scan drawing, which quality is very good, then you can actually minimize the accuracy level. If you have a drawing and the quality of the drawing is not good, poor quality, then you can actually use high accuracy. Separate, moving down to separate tab. This tab is basically to create automated layer based on the maximum width you assign in the option tab, that is 2. You can actually categorize based on the width of line. So on this case, I'm saying that 0 to 0.5 all will go to current layer. So So I just classified the layer, and I can say yes, use the table. And text is something that I need to set. I can say I need to recognize all the text, horizontal and verticals, and some other settings. If I have some patterns that I can assign, and I can assign the OCR templates. So, and the symbols, if I have symbols in certain drawings that I can convert into vector. So to do that, you need to make a symbol library and call the symbol library from this button. So I have, on my case, I have no symbol, so I'm just ignoring these things and say okay. So I'm done with the conversion option settings. Now I have a button on this one. I can say the raster-to-vector. I have the same button on this toolbar. I can click the raster-to-vector, so things will be converted into vector. Depending upon the quality of the input, you will receive the conversion results. So you need to verify the results. It looks good. So now you can go to file and say save as, and I need to save things to my somewhere in the F drive. I had a folder called Vectory, and on that I would like to save the results as DWG. So I need to save yes. So on the same directory, if I go to the same directory, I have a DWG with SHX, so I can open any CAD applications and start editing. Or maybe I can close the drawing and I can go to that particular directory on my F drive and Vectory, and I need to see all the files, and I select TWG and it should open again. So this is the results I have in CAD now. Go to any CAD applications to update this file now. Moving further down, the contour files I took as a samples. The same here, I need to create a layer and some conversions settings from this, and I can go to convert again and say convert. So things will be convert into the vector. You can see the lines, it will follow exactly the center. So things are converted into CAD. Now I have different options. Once I convert things into vector, I have vector autocorrect and vector autocorrect options. So what does it mean? If I click on vector autocorrect options, so it will give you options like restore tangents, merge vector objects, remove small objects. You need to specify the size and align some different objects. You can obviously choose help to learn more about this vector autocorrection options. Once you set the options, then you can always go to vector autocorrections. So after conversions, you basically need to select the vectors you have. So I select things and I say vector autocorrect. What it does, it's actually correct a lot of things in the converted vector. So then you can converted result into DWG or DXF, right? So it will eliminate most of the problems in the converted results. Moving further down, I have one electrical drawing. You can see the symbols on this electrical drawing, like this and this and this and this. So these are all symbols. So on this drawing you have separate options, right? This one. So you need to select the symbol library basically. So I have a library, symbol conversions library, recognitions library. So where I can, these are all little options will allow you to recognize the symbols and make a library, and that will actually use in the conversions process. So now on this drawing, if I go to symbols, I should go to this tab and should select the same library. On a separate video, I will discuss about the symbol library, the symbol recognitions library development. But for now, you can select the library from this and you can see the results, the preview it's showing. And again, you need to select some parameters on that. And based on those parameters, the applications will try to convert things into CAD. So if I click, so most of the entity of this electrical drawing will be converted into CAD, and all the symbols will convert into CAD, right? Few of the symbols, if you have unfortunately if you have not converted during this method, you can always go back and set or update the symbol library a bit, and then you can come back and convert again the whole thing. And now you can set this result as a DWG or DXF. Moving further down, I have a city plan, just a scan map. I have different plot, roads and buildings and everything. So on that type of drawing, you can always go to convert and say convert into vector. So things will be converted into vector and the lines will follow exactly the same raster lines, the middle of the raster lines. So this is very time saving though. Moving further down, this one I have one more contour drawing, that's maybe water level or surface. On this drawing I'll do the same, raster to vector. It will convert into vector now, and I can go to save as, and the same, I'll choose the same directory Vectory and choose in this case DXF. so I can create a DXF. I can turn off the file and I go to this and choose DXF, so it will open again. So these are all few of the samples I have that I can convert and save as a DWG and DXF, and later on we can open and we can update on those drawings. You can try with your symbols and different different image files, different type of image files. I'm sure this will be this will be one of the useful applications for you if you're dealing with this type of raster images. So please read the video descriptions thoroughly to download a trial versions, contact support and so on. And please like, share and comment. Thank you very much for your time and have a good rest of today. Thank you. Thank you very much.